Hello everybody, here's what we're going to do. You might have watched the track video if you want to see how a bike like this does on track. Surprisingly well. I did have to get new tires. I had the Pilot Road 5s, which were a brilliant tire, but I got about 5,600 miles, and by the end of the second session on Road Atlanta, the back was just pretty much gone. But they didn't let slip. I mean, they rode great right to the end. This time around, I decided, because I just got a really good deal on these. These are the Pilot Powers. So these are a good tire. They're a couple years old, the design, but these are new tires. I don't know if Michelin still sells them in their official product lineup, but they do sell them at Revzilla and Cycle Gear, so maybe they have some deal to manufacture them. But they were $248 installed for a set, $180.55 on the back, and $120.70 on the front. So I won't get I'm not going to get nowhere near the mileage that I got out of the Pilot Roads, but they should be stickier. And if I have to replace them twice as much, then in the end it's the same price overall. What I like about these is the profile. The profile is much more kind of peaky, like a Q3 Plus, maybe even a tiny bit more. They run a little narrower than the Road 5s and the Dunlops especially. Those are both 180s, but that looks like a 190 compared to that. But we're gonna have, and I just hit the remote in my pocket for the garage door. So we're gonna go for a ride now, just gonna scrub them in a little bit. You don't really have to break tires in these days. Just go out and ride them, make a left turn, make a right turn. They're pretty much scrubbed in, but I wanna see how they feel, review them a little bit. I thought these tires were gonna be gone, but these Q3s held up. I've got about 800 street miles on them, and then the track day yesterday, and you can see, I mean, they got a little roasted, a little melty, but not too bad. So I could probably get one, maybe two more weekend rides out of these. So very happy with the Q3 Pluses. I'm gonna stick with those on here. Unless I like these, because you figure these are gonna be probably $340 a set. They're about $100 more than that. And it was $4 something for the set of the Road 5s. So I'm gonna see how I like these Pilot Powers. I like the Q3 Plus a lot, so I'm very hesitant to change that, but we'll see. I like the profile. Let's go for a ride and see how they run. just got back, as you see. Couldn't really get on the bike. It's a little chilly today. We had a cold front move through. It was like 43 degrees or something this morning. It's up in the 60s now, but it's not really hot. And I haven't, you know, you can't, when it's chilly and brand new tires, I'm not going to go balls deep in the first turn. So just kind of got on it just a little bit, had a little fun on a little local semi-twisty road. Didn't really get too far towards the edge and stuff, but they're pretty much scrubbed in at this point. Next warm day, I'll be able to get out there and really put them through its paces. But so far, they feel really good. I don't know if it's placebo or not. It almost feels like the bike's a tiny bit quicker. I don't see how that could be, unless those tires are significantly lighter than the Pilot Road 5s. And the Pilot Road 5s are a super long-lasting sport touring tire, so they may actually be heavier. I'm going to look up the weights on those, but if they're 2, 3, 4 pounds heavier, that actually would make a noticeable difference in spinning up and braking. That adds to your drivetrain losses. You know, there's your power at the horsepower at the crank, and then there's what actually hits the wheel. And tires and tire weights, the weight of the tires can actually impact that a few horsepower either way. So we'll see what that looks like on the weight charts. I'll look that up. But turn-in was great. You know, obviously going to a brand new tire from a worn tire always feels a little better. But it's definitely a peakier tire. There's a couple times where I went to hit my apex and almost went in too deep because it was a lot less effort to chuck it into the turn. It's a much more tall, kind of peaky. Instead of like that, it's more like that. So once it's on the side of the tire, man, it feels great. It dives into turns without being fidgety, so that's good. Sometimes, you know, you sacrifice one to get the other. So the Road 5s were very consistent, very soft rolling either way, but it took a little more effort. But no matter what you did, they felt planted. Here, it kind of wants to fall into the turn a little better, so it's a little sharper steering. But it hasn't gone so far as to make it feel fidgety at all. It was very planted. Bump compliance was good. Good tires for 250 bucks. I'm definitely pleased. I'll probably continue to use them unless something happens down the line and causes me to rethink it. So once that's done, already did the oil change, got everything after the track day, got it all set up. Cleaned the chain. This one, I got a little life left in those tires, but I do need to do an oil and filter change. I do it every, I don't know, 2,000 miles, which is more than I need to, but I beat on my bikes a little bit, so I want to make sure that the oil is always clean, hasn't had time to break down and get a lot of contaminants and stuff. I just figure make the engine last a little longer. It's cheap insurance, if you will. So I'm going to go ahead. I just got delivered from Amazon 10W40 from Maxima. It's a Pro Plus 100% synthetic, ester based. So I like the Motul, but I'm not paying $65, $70 a jug. That was $43 a jug, so twice as much as the Rotella. And I've been using the Shell Rotella, but I had it on Amazon Subscribe and Save where they're sending me a bottle a month, the T6, but it keeps being out of stock and getting delayed. So I was like, all right, well, we'll switch to the Maxima Racing oils. So I'm gonna do that. And then that'll be ready for next weekend to go do a little more riding. So anyway, hope you enjoyed. You have a good one.